Here. How is that? Look at that. That was a 1-2 punch. Got a little nervous there, Drew. Hey, how's it going? It is Nate Mumford, Director of Sales Engineering here at RCS, alongside Drew Bennett, our National G Selector Sales Manager here at RCS, as well as the co-author of our RCS Academy. We thought that, we're going to talk about some Zetta certification today, and who better to jump on the call than Drew himself. And I know that Drew has got some kids around too, so he'll be in and out chiming in over here as well. So if you want to say hi, Drew.
I have kids. I have cats. I have I have a menagerie here.
So we should be all good to go there too. So we'll chime in there when Drew is there and all that good stuff. But let's dive right in here to RCS Academy. As always, Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern time. We do this every single week. Sorry for the delay of our Zetta Sports session. That's going to be next Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. We just got a couple tips and tricks in there that we wanted to make sure we got you a nice complete package with Brian Willard, head of FTS, is going to be on, as well as Jeff Ziegler, our senior sales engineer as well. So we're looking forward to that too. But let's talk about some RCS Academy. And of course, I will mute my phone. That'll be very helpful as well. So here's the deal. So RCS Academy, we have both G Selector certification. That came out about almost a year and a half ago. And that is essentially a way to get you certified. What does certified mean? Well, first of all, we have an entire course dedicated to both G Selector and Zetta, which will be out later this summer. And the concept there is we want to make sure we train you on the software itself, but it's also going to be a course. We're going to get you certified so you know the ins and outs of both pieces of software. We don't want to necessarily teach you your music philosophy. What we want to do is we want to teach you how to use the software, both G Selector music scheduling and Zetta, which is radio automation. And we got some cool stuff for the managers as well. But the idea is that we have essentially somewhere around 12 to 14 modules or courses, if you will, and each course is broken down to multiple sections. In those sections, you're going to see a video that's going to describe what you're looking at in the software. Afterwards, we call a knowledge check, which is 5 questions. They're randomized from a bigger bank of questions and answers in which you have to essentially make sure you digested the information. If you don't pass the knowledge check, that's totally fine. You continue on the course. However, at the very end of each course, there is a final quiz. And you do need to pass that final quiz to take the very next course, right? So the knowledge check is there to kind of identify for you and say, well, you know what? I didn't pass this knowledge check. Either I can see why and move on, or perhaps going back and rewatching the video, just make sure you digested that information. After all is done, all the courses are done, we have a final exam. So knowledge check, final quiz, and final exam. And as part of that final exam, it's going to take a accumulation of all of the questions you had. Again, randomize the questions, randomize the answers. So no two people can take the same exact certification exam twice. And then when you do that, you are G Selector certified or Zetta certified, as you can see right here. We'll give you a signed certificate by our CEO, Philippe Generali. We'll also give you a little kind of goodie bag for completing the certification course. And we'll add your name to a master users list, which is going to be really cool. So companies can go and look at the list for potential people or confirm that you're on the list. And you can put that on your resume, put that on LinkedIn, all of that good stuff as well. Drew, feel free to chime in if you want. Otherwise, I'll keep chugging along here. And so, again, you can see if you go to rcsworks.com, we have a little sub-page here that's RCS Academy. Give you little details about what's going on over here, and you can sign up. We were going to take this on the road, sadly, so we're going to do a bunch of demos and all that great stuff. But alas, we're here talking about it online, which is totally fine as well. Before I forget, you can always comment here on the Academy. You can comment below, like Di did, and checking in. You can always direct message us if you have any questions about Academy. Or you can also email us live at rcsworks.com. It is a browser-based, self-paced course, which means that I'm just using my Chrome right here. That's what I have on my screen right now. And you can see here that I have essentially 2 different certification programs as a user. I have my G Selector certification and my Zetta certification. So we already showed you G Selector in a past video. So let's just go and jump right into the Zetta certification as well. So here in Zetta certification, I have the introduction. You can see here, this is the breakdown of all the courses, all of the modules, and obviously I can't go to, let's say, the library metadata yet because I haven't passed the initial introduction and on-air module. So here's where you can see that I have my 0 out of 13 courses completed. I have essentially the introduction, the knowledge check, part 1, knowledge check, part 2, knowledge check, and the introduction and on-air course and the final quiz. Yes, Drew was mentioning, Drew just commented on our Facebook comment section too, so he's available there for you too. So if I click on the introduction here, that's going to bring me to this page here. And one of the things we want to do is we want to make sure that we didn't just have users just click and just play and walk away. We do have some users that are management that are looking for their staff to get certified to kind of, make sure they're doing the proper functions, as well as universities and colleges as well, who are having their students take this course. So by doing so, we want to make sure this is not one of those you can just press play and walk away. The idea here is we want to make sure that you have to click around actively to take the actual course. You can see here.
Welcome to the Zetta certification course. Throughout this course, we'll take a tour around Zetta so that by the end, you'll be proficient enough to earn the coveted Zetta certification badge. First, let's talk about Zetta, a modern piece of radio automation software built for this century. Zetta can import almost any audio file, MP3, WAV, AAC. It can even default to a user's defined audio format. Zetta features pitchless stretch and squeeze. An enterprise piece of software, users can display and edit multiple stations from a single module. To accommodate every user skill level, Zetta is designed to drag and drop elements throughout each module and can be completely customizable based on each user's administrative defined role. Now, with the introduction of RCS's to-go products, including G-Selector to Go and Zetta to Go, users can now work and broadcast remotely without having to be locked to a studio. And with Zetta and G-Selector's 100% live integrated interface, new audio, log changes, or any work done in each software is automatically updated across both platforms. If there's multiple clusters, utilizing Zetta's site replication, clusters can share audio and send logs across multiple sites, keeping companies connected and working at maximum efficiency. Throughout this course, we'll outline each module by its function, how they interact with one another, and finally, we'll showcase how Zetta performs in a normal studio environment, or we'll break down administrative engineering workflows, depending on which course you registered for.
I'm going to pause it right there, Drew, just kind of go and make sure that we can take this entire course, but I think for purposes
As an introduction to Zetta, let's
yeah.
first discuss some.
So you can see here that this is the course itself. I want to kind of describe what you're looking at here. We have essentially the timeline here. This is our video section. We do have a table of contents as well, so you can jump around to different parts of the course itself. And for time purposes here for the Facebook Live, I can play the entire intro. But let's just go ahead and dive in to essentially the certification program itself. So the knowledge check, if you will. So I'm going to go back. Oh, you know what? I just took this quiz to test to make sure. Yep, I know. Let's continue on here. I'll take the next section with you. So there's the end of part 1. I'm going to continue this course on here. And what I'll do is I'll just fast forward here right to the next knowledge check. Yes, I'm aware. That warning there is telling me that I have to go, obviously, of course, begin the lesson itself. As you can see, there's a lot of clicking going on here to, again, make sure that if you're a user, we want to make sure you're paying attention to the course itself. I'm going to jump to now the knowledge check here. So this is the on-air module part 1 knowledge check. So you're following along with me. You can essentially see exactly some of these questions. Now, there's many different types of questions here in the RCS Academy. We, of course, have true, false. We have multiple choice or kind of a select all that apply. And again, all of the questions and the answers are randomized on a bigger bank of questions, as well as the answers themselves are randomized. So you might have what is question 1 could be question 4 or not even part of the section. And if you have the same question, the answer could be A, and then in a different section, it could be, or for a different user rather, it could be C as well. And by the way, too, if you wanted to go and purchase a seat, that's going to be the RCS Academy main section here. You can always reach out to Drew Bennett, who's here as well. Or if you don't have Drew's email, you can easily reach out to your local RCS sales representative. We'll be more than happy to point you in Drew's direction. And again, the self-enrollment is here, RCS Academy, and then you can sign up today down below there. So very simply put, true-false question here. The on-air module allows the user to control as well as display the current elements that are playing over the air. I'm going to tell you right now the answer is true. You'll notice that, by the way, for the very first section of this, we want to make things kind of easy because we want to both introduce the actual RCS Academy as well as Zetta for you. So you'll find for your users, if you are a manager, that we try to make sure the first couple sections ease you in, and then we get more complicated as the course progresses. And if you do want Drew's email, it's in the comments section right there. You can feel free to reach out to Drew himself. So while working in the on-air sequencer module, users can see up to 3 queued elements any given time. That is actually false because in the video, we talk about how you can expand each module individually. From there, what is the purpose of the on-air sequencer module's live assist mode? Is it an overnight mode, disabling the ability to change the segue chain type? Users in the studio helping Zetta run. Users can freely change chain types, or users have to fire every element, disabling the ability to change the stop chain type. I'm going to tell you right now, overnight mode, that's going to be auto. We talk about this in the actual course itself. This one's going to be the live assist mode. And then, of course, manual mode is users have to fire every element, disabling the ability to change the stop chain type. You'll see that some of these questions, we try to incorporate some real-life scenarios, especially in the Zetta environment. Because it is automation, we want to make sure that, you know, everything makes sense and that a user, though we want you to pass the course, you still have to have an understanding of what you're taking and what you're learning here. So you can see what's the purpose of the on-air sequencer module's manual mode. Same 3 answers, but it's now went from live assist to manual mode. And we just talked about the 3 different breakdowns. So I know that based on what my voice in this previous video was doing, is users have to fire every element, disabling the ability to change the stop chain type. Fantastic. Hit submit one more time. And you can see question 5 of 5. While working in the on-air sequencer or the log module, what does the green progress bar represent, right? And so that's going to be essentially the identify the element that's currently playing. I think that's the answer there. The intro is going to be yellow. That's going to be for the intro time. And alarms user, the current element is ending or fading out. That's going to be red. So I'm going to pick the element is currently playing, hit submit. And then from there, it's going to show me my results. So 100%, I got 5 out of 5 questions right. I'm good to go. I can continue on here, and we're great. If I have to go back out for whatever reason, I can close out of here. That will turn me back to my main screen on this side, and you can see there that this is where I last visited in my progress. I can continue on right where I left off as well. So that's kind of the course in a nutshell. Obviously, we can go a lot deeper into this if we wanted to, but for purposes here on our Facebook Live, I thought we'd just kind of skim the surface, if you will. We do have G-Slater certification out right now. We have tons of users who have taken that and passed that course. Zetta certification should be available hopefully by the end of the summer. We're just tweaking it right now as we speak, so you can see that it's all there, just kind of in the internal beta section right now. And it's really cool because, again, if you are a manager, if you're a school administrator, definitely reach out to Drew. We got some incentives for you. And the idea there is we want to make sure that your staff, make sure your students, whoever they are trained in Zetta. And as I said, you can be certified. You can be on that master list, put it on your resume. But more importantly, you understand the concepts of these softwares. We want to make sure that though you're taking the course, you're understanding the information provided for you, thus the final exam. And just so you know, if you are a manager or if you are a school administrator, we can make you a manager of your own kind of small little bubble in the world of RCS Academy. So we can go and sign in your users. You can check their progress. You can send notifications if you wanted to. So we have some universities that are doing that, which is very cool. We also have some scenarios in which universities are essentially they're going to provide it as a course. We do have a student discount. So essentially, if you're taking, let's say, a communications course, you'll be able to take a Zetta certification or G-Selector certification at a discounted rate as well. So it's a really, really cool thing and to have there. Again, self-paced, online. You can sign up yourself right now if you wanted to. Go to the rcsworks.com, go to the academy up here, sign up today. You can email Drew. He got his email over there, dbennett@rcsworks.com. for more questions, or you can email myself. As always, we can give you a rundown of all that good stuff. And there's both. There is Zetta and there's G Selector certification as well too. So as I said, Zetta's come out just very shortly. We can do G Selector, sign you up right now as well, which is really, really cool there too.
Can I jump in real quick, Nate?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So G Selector and Zetta, first of all, I think everybody understands and knows, but it's really a state-of-the-art control room in a studio at a radio station. And to learn both of those pieces of software, to really empower yourself to go in on a Monday and make the best product with the best products is what you're after. So getting certified on these two pieces of software is really, I think, paramount to you being able to go in and give your best, during the day on any day that you're at work. So I think one of the bigger questions that we get is this course right for me? I'm a consultant. Should I, take the course, or I've never seen the software before. Should I take the course? Or maybe I see the software every day and I know a lot about it. Is this course still right for me? And I think the answer to all of those, those different types of people who work in the industry is yes, because the courses are designed to really serve users who've never seen it before, who might not even have the software installed on their computers. We designed the course to accommodate really anybody. If you're an advanced user and you've seen G Selector or Zetta every day for the last 5 or 6 years, and you feel like many of the corners of it, I guarantee that you will walk away with several items that you didn't know in either certification course. So I think the answer is yes, you'll definitely get something out of these courses. And I think another question that we get is, how long is it going to take me? And these are self-paced online courses. We've had folks who have logged in and, chained themselves to a computer and taken the course, and they finished in several hours. We've had users who have spent an hour or an hour and a half or 2 hours per day, and it's taken a week and a half to finish the course. We give you ample time to take it once you've signed up. But again, it's self-paced. And so some users are going to be able to get through it quickly because they've got the time to spend on it. And other users are going to experience it more like a university level course where they, head into class once or twice a week and get through it that way. So I just wanted to cover those two questions that we get a lot.
Absolutely. That's a great point, Drew. Thank you. And also mentioning on that, the skill level, we go and we kind of talk about the outline of what you're looking at. So physically what you're looking at, the icons, what they're labeled as, what the icons do, what the module does, and then the intermediate functionality of why would you use this model. So for example, Hotkeys, this is to play both audio and non-audio elements. And then from there, we talk about essentially some advanced topics as well. Like, did you know between the difference between on-air mode and audition mode, what that means? In the G Selector world, we go into many different sections. And as I said, we don't want to tell you how to schedule your music logs. The idea is to show you the tools to implement your music philosophy. So we'll talk about recycling or some kind of those setup features that you might not realize that are there. And it's always great to see. We've had a lot of users who have taken this course and who have been like, you know what? I never knew what that one part of the program was because I never knew it, right? And the idea here is to spread that knowledge for all types of users because obviously, as you know, I sound like a broken record here on these Facebook Lives. How do you know something exists if no one tells you it exists? Thus, the certification program as well. So we're just about out of time for today, so I'll get last minute questions in there. Rob, I will text you that question on there. V, as always, thank you for checking in, and Di as well. Yes, this was very much Drew and I's little kind of fun project we've been working on for the past couple of years as well. We're just very, very excited to have you take this RCS course, RCS Academy. And yeah, there are big things coming down the pipeline too with this too. So we're looking to expand this. Right now it's G Selector and Zetta, and we have some ideas for other RCS products down the line as well too. So last call for questions. Drew, feel free if you want to chime in and say anything before we go as well. Just feel free to interrupt me. And And yeah, so again, you can go to rcsworks.com. That is going to be this page right here, rcsworks.com, RCS Academy on the very, very top. You, of course, sign in on over here and get some more information on there. You'll see this will update shortly with the Zetta certification as well. And just some housekeeping things. Don't forget, as always, if you want to be part of any of our beta programs, we're always looking for beta users. Zetta 5.20.1 is coming out very, very, very shortly. If you want to check out those really cool features, or in G Selector 4.9.0, which is going on down the pipeline, feel free to reach out to your local support or sales rep or whomever, and we'll get you on those beta programs. We're pretty excited about that stuff too. Other mini housekeeping stuff, FTS portal, the Field Technicians portal is up and running if you wanted to go and you had a Zetta install. Also, if you want to talk to your staff about this during the FTS installation process, let us know. We're more than happy to help out. And yeah, that's all the housekeeping I got here too. So last check for comments. I think we're good. Drew, thank you so much for chiming in and jumping in here with us. We really appreciate it. And we'll see you.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. And we'll see you next Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time. Questions and answers during a time of remote workflows. We're here to help you as best we can with all of our RCS products. That's Zetta, Zetta to Go, G Selector, Selector to Go, Acquira, Revma, and of course RCS Academy in there too. I'll talk to you next Thursday. Have a fantastic weekend. Be healthy and safe and all of that good stuff. Bye-bye.